All right, let's have a real conversation. Everyone's out here asking, what's my Q1 strategy? Meanwhile, I'm over here asking, what's my strategy for the next 20 years? Yeah, 20 years, 2 decades. While you're stressing about how to boost Black Friday sales by 2%, I'm trying to figure out how to thrive in a world where AI isn't just rewriting the rules, it's rewriting reality, like some nerdy sci-fi fan fiction. And let me just be clear, if you're not thinking long term, you are already lost. Like, you're the person who's still holding on to their Netflix DVDs while the rest of us are binging on streaming platforms. You're gonna wake up one day and realize the future isn't waiting for you. It's already left the building. And for the people out there still saying, AI isn't that big of a deal, sweetheart, AI isn't just a big deal. It's the whole damn deal. This is a technological freight train, and if you're standing on the tracks with a blindfold on, I hope you've got great life insurance because you're about to get obliterated. And you know what? I'm not even gonna feel bad about it. You had your chance. Look, I get it. The future is scary, it's messy, it's unpredictable, but guess what? That's also where all the opportunity is. And if you're still stuck thinking about what worked last year, you're playing checkers in a world that's moved on to 5D chess. So today we're going to talk about the questions that actually matter. Not how do I get more likes on LinkedIn? Not what's the best ad copy for Q1? No. I'm talking about the questions that'll define the next 2 decades of your life. The ones that'll separate the people who build empires from the ones who get left behind Googling what went wrong. These aren't your basic what's my ROI questions. These are legacy questions, the kind that make you pause, reevaluate everything, and wonder if you've been playing the wrong game this whole time. But Laura, 20 years is a long time. Yeah. It is. But you know what's longer? Regret. So grab a coffee, a notebook, and let's get into it because if you're not thinking big right now, you're thinking too small. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have a game plan, not just for the next year, but for the kind of future that has people looking back and saying, damn, they were ahead of their time. Let's get into it. 1. What legacy do I want to leave in the AGI era? Legacy? I just want to retire by 45. Oh, okay, Chad. That's adorable. What are you leaving behind exactly? 401k and some regretful Instagram post of you holding margaritas in Cancun? Groundbreaking! Here's the thing. AI doesn't sleep, doesn't age, and doesn't forget. It's gonna outlive all of us. So the real question isn't whether you're making money now, it's whether you're building something that matters. Are you creating something people will still be talking about in 20 years? Or are you just out here drop shipping bath bombs and praying that the algorithm doesn't ghost you? Look, I get it. Thinking about your legacy feels heavy. It's like when your high school teacher asked, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And your only answer was, not in this class, but this isn't high school anymore. This is the big leagues. And here's the crazy part. If you're not thinking about the mark you're leaving behind, don't worry. AI will write one for you. And spoiler alert, it's not going to be flattering. AI doesn't do legacy. It does receipts. I'm not here to play small. I'm thinking about the kind of legacy that makes people stop and say, wow, she didn't just ride the wave, she built the damn ocean. I'm talking about creating systems, ideas, and businesses that people will look back on and say, that changed the game. Because here's the deal, AI isn't just rewriting the rules, it's rewriting the history books. And if your name's not on the chapter, what the hell are you even doing? Let me tell you a story. 2 entrepreneurs walk into the AI era. One of them is Greg. Sorry if your name's Greg. I don't make the rules. Greg spends his days selling novelty AI generated mugs that say, world's okay as dad. He's making money, sure, but in 10 years, nobody's gonna remember Greg. The other entrepreneur is Sarah. Sarah's out here building an AI driven platform that helps kids in underserved communities learn STEM. Sarah isn't just making money, she's making waves, and in 20 years, kids will be working in top tech jobs and thanking Sarah. So here's your question. Are you Greg or are you Sarah? Are you building something forgettable or are you building something foundational? Now, before you go and spiral into the existential crisis, here's how you start thinking about legacy without needing a therapist on speed dial. One, ask yourself, what's the one thing I want people to say about me in 20 years? Not next year, not 5 years, 20 years. Write it down. If it's something like she made killer TikToks, try again. Two, think bigger. Take what you're doing now and ask, how could this impact people on a larger scale? If you're selling candles, cool. Can you create an AI-driven supply chain that's carbon neutral? Three, play the long game. Stop chasing short-term trends and start thinking about systems. Legacy isn't built on fads, it's built on foundations. Look, you don't have to change the world overnight, but you do have to start thinking about where you're building. Because if you're not, trust me, AI isn't going to care about your novelty mugs. So what's it going to be? Are you building something forgettable or are you building something that changes the game? The choice is yours. But if you're not thinking about your legacy in the AI era, you're not just playing small, you're not playing at all. Two, how can I design systems that positively impact humanity for decades? Positively impact humanity? Whoa, Laura, that sounds heavy. Can't we just make money, chill, and maybe buy a yacht with a cute name like CEO? No, Karen, we can't. And here's why. If you're not designing systems to benefit humanity, someone else is designing systems to exploit it. And let me tell you something. Those systems aren't handing out mugs and free Wi-Fi. They're handing out tracking cookies, predatory ads, and probably a terms and conditions page so long it could double as a novel. AI is already creating a world where systems run everything. Your business, your life, your mom's yoga schedule. Seriously, there's probably an AI right now deciding the optimal time for your mom to hit downward dog. So here's the question. Are you building systems that make life better? Or are you that guy creating spammy email funnels that make everyone want to throw their laptops out the window? Because let's be real, nobody wants to open their inbox and see 5 hacks to 10x your life in 24 hours. Let me give you a tale of two systems. System number one, a company creates an AI-driven healthcare platform that helps underserved communities access free medical advice. It's scalable, it's impactful, and it's changing lives. People are healthier, happier, and actually living longer. Amazing, right? System two, Greg, yes, Greg is back, creates an AI tool that automatically cold emails you 17 times if you don't buy his $19.99 ebook. And on the 18th email, it throws in a guilt trip like, we noticed you didn't take advantage of this life-changing opportunity. Don't you care about your future? One of these systems makes the world better, and the other just makes us all hate Greg. Don't be Greg. I'm not just out here trying to optimize things for short-term gains. I'm thinking about systems that last. Systems that don't just make people's lives easier, but actually make them smarter, happier, and dare I say it, a little less annoying. Because if you're not playing the long game, you're not just playing small, you're playing yourself. Okay, let's break it down so you don't spiral into system building paralysis. Here's how to start designing systems that actually benefit humanity. One, ask the right question. When building anything, ask yourself, does this solve a real problem, or am I just trying to make a quick buck? If the answer is the latter, go back to the drawing board. Two, think scalability. A great system doesn't just work for 10 people, it works for 10,000. If your solution can't grow without breaking, it's not a system, it's a band-aid. Three, focus on impact. Your system should create more value than it captures. Translation, if you're the only one benefiting, you're not building for humanity, you're just building for your wallet. Four, test for longevity. Will this still work in 5 years, 10? If your system falls apart the second TikTok trends change, you're not building something real. You're building a meme. And here's the secret. Systems aren't just for tech billionaires or Fortune 500 companies. They're for you. Whether you're a solopreneur, a small business owner, or someone just trying to make their lives a little less chaotic, you can design systems that matter. The difference? One system is built on spam, exploitation, or manipulation. The other is built to elevate, empower, and leave the world a better place than you found it. So which one are you building? If you're not designing designing systems for the long haul, don't worry, someone else will. But trust me, you're not gonna like the systems they build. And no, Karen, it won't involve hugs or free Wi-Fi. So here's your homework. Think about one system you can create, not just for profit, but for progress. Something that makes life better for people who interact with it. Write it down and start building. Because the future is coming, and if you're not building for it, you're just waiting for it to bulldoze you. 3. How can my wealth and influence accelerate global enlightenment and unity? Global enlightenment and unity? Psh, I just want to make 6 figures and buy a Tesla. Yeah. Okay, Greg, but here's my question. What happens when the Tesla is driving itself and you're sitting in the back scrolling TikTok for the 5th straight hour? Congrats, you've officially contributed absolutely nothing to society. Meanwhile, AI's out here creating billionaires faster than you can say ChatGPT. So the real question isn't, how do I get rich? It's, what the hell are you gonna do with it once you are? Are you building schools, funding clean water initiatives, creating AI-driven tools that actually solve global problems? Or are you just buying another yacht and naming it tax write-off? Listen, there's nothing wrong with making money. Money's great. It gets you freedom, security, and let's be honest, better coffee. But if your entire wealth plan starts and ends with how many zeros are in my bank account, you've already lost. Let me tell you a story about 2 billionaires. Billionaire number 1 is your classic tech bro. He makes his money, buys some flashy cars, and takes a few Instagram photos with captions like, work hard, play harder, and spends his weekends deciding whether his next yacht should have 2 helipads or 3. And fast forward 10 years, no one remembers him. His legacy is a string of bad tweets and a Wikipedia page that no one reads. Billionaire number 2? She uses her wealth to create change. She funds AI tools that bring education to underserved communities. She invests in clean water initiatives, sustainable energy, and programs that unite people instead of dividing them. Fast forward 10 years, and her name is in the history books. People are out here saying, she didn't just make money, she made an impact. So here's the question. Are you billionaire 1 or are you billionaire 2? Because here's the truth. Money is just a tool. It's neutral. It's like a hammer. You use it to build a house, or you can use it to smash someone's dreams. What matters is how you use it. All right, let's get practical. If you want to use your wealth and influence to accelerate global enlightenment and unity, here's where you need to start. 1, pick a cause. Find one issue that pisses you the fuck off. Is it education inequality? Is it climate change? Access to clean water? Great, commit to it. Don't be that person who spreads themselves too thin trying to save the world. Just pick one thing and go deep. 2, leverage your strengths. If you're great at business, use those skills to build sustainable solutions. If you're a marketing whiz, use your influence to amplify voices that matter. 3, build systems, not just one-offs. Writing a check feels good, but building a system that lasts, that's a game changer. For example, instead of donating to a school, invest in an AI tool that makes education more accessible for millions. 4, think generationally. Ask yourself, will this matter in 20 years? If the answer is no, rethink it. Great wealth creates impact and outlasts the person who earned it. And now here's the real flex. Accelerating global enlightenment and unity isn't just about being generous. It's about being smart. Imagine being the person who helped fix the planet. The person whose influence brought people together instead of driving them apart. That's better than any Lambo, any yacht, and definitely better than a Tesla that drives itself while you scroll through memes. So the next time you're dreaming about making it big, don't just ask yourself, how much money do I want to make? Ask yourself, what do I want my money to do? Because here's the thing, the world doesn't need more billionaires. It needs more builders, more change makers, and more people willing to step up and say, I'm here to make a difference. And if that's not your plan, don't worry. AI will step in and do it for you. But something tells me you'd rather be the one writing the script. All right, let me give it to you straight. If you're not asking yourself the big questions right now, you're already behind. AI isn't just changing the game. It's flipping the damn board, scattering the pieces, and inventing a whole new game called 5D chess. And if your plan is still make money and retire, congrats. You're playing checkers while the rest of us are building empires on a whole new level. And let's talk about the AI is just a fad crowd for a second. Babe, you're about to be the blockbuster of humanity. The Kodak, the MySpace. AI isn't just a fad, it's the main character now. And it's the lead role, the director, and probably the writer of your next job description. Here's the truth. Either embrace it or get left behind. There's no middle ground anymore. This isn't the 90s where you could just wait and see. AI doesn't care if you're ready. It's already here, running your search engines, optimizing your apps, and probably deciding what show you should watch on Netflix tonight. Let me give you a quick story. Remember Blockbuster? Of course you don't, because Netflix buried them 6 feet under. Blockbuster had the chance to adapt. They saw the streaming revolution coming, but what did they do? They said, streaming? Nah, people love late fees and awkward in-store interactions. Fast forward a decade and Blockbuster is a cautionary tale. Meanwhile, Netflix is out here running the world. That's what happens when you refuse to think bigger. That's what happens when you cling to the old instead of embracing the new. Now replace Blockbuster with your name. Are you clinging to what's comfortable, or are you ignoring what's coming because it's scary, or because it's easier to just keep doing what you've always done? AI is the Netflix of everything. It's streaming jobs, automating industries, and rewriting the rules of success. The only question is, are you adapting, or are you waiting to get buried? So here's what I'm doing. I'm not just riding the AI wave. I'm shaping it. I'm crafting a 20-year vision that goes beyond survive and aims to thrive. If you want to do the same, start by asking yourselves these questions. 1, what legacy do I want to leave? 2, how can I create systems that actually matter? 3, how can I use my success to make the world better? And don't just ask, write it down, make it real. Because if you're not writing your vision, AI will write it for you. And trust me, you're not gonna like what it says. And if you're ready to stop playing small and start thinking like a visionary, stick with me. I'll see you on Twitter for hot takes, bad jokes, and strategies to help you navigate the future. Or you'll find me in 2044 running the world with a team of AI robots who bring me coffee on command and don't complain about office snacks. The future is bold, chaotic, and full of opportunity, but only if you're bold enough to seize it. So are you gonna be Blockbuster clinging to the past, or are you gonna be Netflix rewriting the rules and running the show? The choice is yours. Don't miss it.